The gloves are off. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy pulling all 5 GOP members from the January 6th committee after 2 of them were rejected by Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
Here to react, South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace. Good to see you this morning. Okay, so here is what Nancy Pelosi says, and this reads, quote, "It had been our hope to establish a bipartisan, independent national commission, but there is no prospect for that commission at this time because of insufficient support from Republican senators." Do you agree that there is no prospect for the commission as a result of support or lack thereof, as she says, from Republican senators?
Well, you certainly can't have a bipartisan commission if you reject the Republican members selected by the minority. And that's what she did this week. And so I totally, fully support Kevin McCarthy on this. This is really just a sideshow to distract from the really bad policy that we've seen come out of Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and the Biden administration. They've got a lot of problems, whether it's defunding the police, a bipartisan infrastructure package that they've killed subsequently, or record spending at $3.5 trillion and inflation causing massive prices to go up for everybody across the country. They've got a lot to hide from, and she's going to use this commission to do just that. It's just going to be a political sideshow next week.
Yeah, to that end, where does this investigation go from here, and how does this stunt by Nancy Pelosi really erode the integrity of this investigation?
Well, the investigation continues. There are actually 10 congressional committees that have full subpoena power and investigative ability to look into and investigate January 6th, both in the U.S. House and the U.S. Senate. On top of that, there are already 4 federal agencies also doing their own nonpartisan investigations. That's the Secret Service, the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Attorney General's Office of the Department of Justice. And so we've actually spent more resources and arrested more people on January 6th than we did throughout our investigation of 9/11.
Wow. Okay, among many others in this country and beyond, you would like to free Britney Spears. To see that happen, so much so that you've introduced new legislation to end abusive conservatorships. Tell us about this.
Right. When Britney Spears had so much courage last month in June to come forward and publicly talk about the abuses that she's experienced within her conservatorship. There are 1.3 million Americans in conservatorships, and there have been abuses long before Britney ever topped the charts. But what she did was really shine a light on these abuses. And so I'm joined by Democrats and Republicans on this bill. It is bipartisan. It's getting a lot of attention and traction within the House of Representatives. We just want to give Britney Spears and those in similar situations the ability to petition a judge or a court and request and get a public guardian rather than someone who manages their conservatorship who has a conflict of interest, financial or otherwise.
Let's pop up on the screen quickly what your bill would do. Provide $260 million in state grants to hire caseworkers, conservators, ability to replace court-appointed private guardian with a public guardian, and ability to replace conservators without having to prove wrongdoing. 30 seconds to you. This case seems to be a lot more than a celebrity novelty. How pervasive is this problem throughout America?
It's across the country, and I will tell you, since filing this bill on Tuesday, I've heard from Americans all across the country in every state, whether it's themselves personally or someone in their family or they've had an experience with this. Everyone believes this is a good step in the right direction, and it's narrow legislation. I want it to continue to be bipartisan, so it's very narrow and focused because in this case, small parts can make a real meaningful difference in somebody's life.
And it is so nice and refreshing to see something be so bipartisan. So we do hope it stays that way. That's for sure. Congresswoman Nancy Mace, as always, it's wonderful to see you. Have a great day.
Thank you.